Hello and welcome to Soul Babes Crafts and Creations. I am Louise and today we are going to be doing some cross stitch. But first, quote of the day. And today's quote is from the Positive Affirmations calendar, and it says, "Life is meaningful only when you are not content with the status quo." I'll leave you to ponder on that one. Anyway, let's get back to what I am doing today. As I said, I will be doing some cross stitch. I'm going to start small because it's been quite some time since I last did any cross stitch. I've managed to find a very small pre-set kit from a magazine called The Art of Cross Stitch, similar to The Art of Crochet that I already have shown. This was one of the ones that came in that particular magazine. I only did the magazine for a very short time, purely because I didn't have room at the time, and it was when we were moving home too many times after the house fire. So I decided that I wasn't going to do it, but this is the one I'm going to do. Hopefully it won't take me too long. It's quite a nice little small one. Should hopefully have all of the items in it needed to make. So we will see from there. So I will now change the camera angle and we will see how well I can do with the cross stitch. See you all shortly. And welcome back. And tonight, the same as last night, or shall I say yesterday morning, and I am going to probably be doing this with music in the background, purely because one, I haven't got a lot to talk about that isn't otherwise personal at the moment, but this is the cross stitch that I've selected to do. I don't know how much of it I'm going to get done, but I will certainly do my best. So let me see what was in this kit. Right, let's open this up. Now I've added a couple of bits to this kit just to add it together because it's things that was in my stash. So I have some floss holders, I have a pair of snips, and this is a needle threader that was in a pack of the ones that I got from Temu. Not sure how it works, so something I've got to work out. It's purely because I have difficulty in threading needles, and it's part of the reason why I stopped doing cross stitch. So in this kit we have our hoop, which is one of these type hoops. You literally put your thing in and you tighten up the bolt to hold it in place. We have our floss, which Looks like we've got a few different colours in there. Looks like we've got a silver grey, a dark blue, a 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 shades of pink. Put that there. And we have our Ada, which looks to me that it's a 14 count, and our needle. And then we have our picture, and it's three colours of pink. There we go. And we have our picture of what we're going to be working on. Now I will probably have to, like yesterday, use my magnifying glass light so that I can see what I'm doing, because I have to use the magnifier to see, and the light because this is the colours on the card are not easy to determine straight away what they are. So let us start. We start by finding the middle. So the way I usually do the finding of the middle, let's put the needle somewhere where I know where it's going to be, where I'm not going to stab myself. Right, the way I usually find the middle of my material is I fold and try and match up the lines. There you go, so you fold it. As the cross is going to be on the line and not on the actual material, you make sure it's the line there, not the, so you make sure it's the in between of your things. That's one way. I really make sure, because this is stiff material, so the impression will hold, or should hold. And then I do the same the other way, again trying to sort of match it up that it's folded, and again trying to get it so that it's the in-between line, and that's our middle. So, and then I generally use a pin or the sewing needle to mark it. So I'm just going to, at this point at the moment, mark it by using the actual needle. So if you can see, that's the center point. It's there. I think that's the center point. Yes, that's the center point. So, and then what I usually use is either scrap yarn or scrap thread of some kind, just doing a sort of a brief running stitch that way and that way so that I know where the center is. But for the moment, let's worry about trying to get the thing right. So now this picture, this is telling you where the center lines are, these little arrows. So the center point is this four squares here, and it's this red, which is number 602, this red one that does the middle word. I usually like to start in the middle and work one way and then work back, and then work the other way and work back, and then I then select another space. So let's start. So it's that sort of red. So let's undo our floss and see what we can do. Try and undo it without it getting any kind of tangles. Okay, so we have that's reddy red, not so reddy red, but that's more pink. So let's try and get the right colours with each other. There's that one. There's that one. And that one. And come on. Come on. That one there. And that one's that one. You are that pink, so we've got that's the dark red. Thread it from all of there. Now what I will do is take one of those and have it loose, and then the others I will just bundle together and have them all lined up. So they're in a bunch together, and make sure that they're all smooth and bunched together, and then use the bobbin floss holders I have here. Now these are plastic ones, the plastic rather than wood, rather than paper or cardboard. So what I then do is I put set the hook there, ends in there, and then thread them over the others, over there, and just literally start at the top of it and work myself round until I've got a very little, and then I will line it up back into that one. Usually try to do it into the same one, if not it will go into the other one. But then that's that one done, and as this is the colour I'm going to be using, I shall keep that one out for now. Right, let's get the next colour flossed onto a bobbin. So again, I've got this dark pink, I'll pull one out, again line these up so that they're near on the same one end, straighten them out, put them onto a floss thing. Need a bit more length than that. We do it so that there's enough length that when you start winding round it, it's going to hold it in place, so that when you go to use it, it's not going to come undone on you. That's that one, and we've got that one. But what I'll now do is the loose one that I've pulled through, I then put round the bottom and put it in the other hook and put it round the bottom, because this will be what I will use first before I then pull another one out. There we go. We've got the colour, those two so far. Let's get my light pink. So what have we got? So we've got 3 strands of the light pink. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, 4 even. 4 strands of the light pink. We'll pull them through from the others. do so without tangling the others. There we go. Right, and again we pull one through, keep the others on line up, put them in one side, and wind it up. And take the other one and wind it in the other back over the top so that it gets used first. There we go. That's the light pink. Right. Now then, this is going to end up being a tangled mess if I don't sort it quickly. There we go. We've got two blues. So again, separate one off. And going to be difficult. Wind that round the top. And then do the same round the bottom. And then the final one, light grey. Looks like it's possibly 3. 1, 2, yeah, 3. So first 2 on. Go. So that's the 5 colours sorted. Put the floss bobbins back here. Right then. Okay. So we now have the deep red, which is the sweet. So now I generally like to work with 2 threads at once, but I have a way of doing this so that we don't have so many knots on the back. So you untwist your threads so that you see how many ply the floss has, and I think this is a 6 ply, but it's not allowing me to easily do it. But here we go. Right, so there we go. We've got now separated the strands, and yes, it looks like it's 6 strands. So I grab one strand and very gently pull that one strand, even though the other lot is curling. I then gradually pull that way so that it's actually unraveling strands, but it's doing it one strand at a time. So the rest of the 5 of the rest of the 6, so the 5 that are left in this 6 are still kept together, and I now have a single strand, which is what I will now use, and I have a 5 strand which I now put on, because that was the one I didn't put an extra one on the bottom. Put that now into the bottom of that one. It holds all the others together while keeping that one separate from the ones that haven't yet been used. Right, okay, now where did the needle go? That was the one thing I did worry about that was going to happen, that it would roll and disappear. No, needle's in there, isn't it? I forgot I put it in there. Right, now then. Okay, so what I now do, because I usually work with 2 strands at once, is I fold this single strand in half, like so, and then I thread the needle. Now, as I know where the middle is on that, because I can still see the creases, I then put I can't work it out that way, so let's see if I can work out what you do. Right, so I suppose let's put the needle on here first. See what I'm doing. Is it gonna let me do the needle in there first? Try going right-handed. Might see what I'm doing. Yep, so the needle eye is on the hook. Then I would say, because there's a really, really tiny hook. Really, really tiny hook there. You see? Yeah. You then put the thread over the tiny hook, hold on to it tight, and then pull that through. And pull it. Did it do it? Sure if it did it. Looks like it made a bit of a mess on that one. Try again. So we've got 2 strands. It's a folded single strand. Yeah. Folded single strand. Right. Again. I really can't see it up there. Let's on there. Try again. Come on. Right. Needle is on the hook. On the hook. struggling to do this. Okay, I think I've got it over the hook. Let's try again. Pulling just alongside of the needle. It's supposed to be on the hook and not on the hook around the needle. This really is not easy to do. I'm sorry, people. Doesn't help with the fact I really haven't got a very steady hand. There we go. So it's now on the needle. I'll now take the hook off and pull the thread through the needle. Come on, give me the end. And now it's through. And I keep the hooked end. There we go. Still got the hook on that end. And now I've got the open end is on where the needle is, and I now hold that so that it doesn't come off. Now then, usually once you've got the first couple of stitches in place, you're fine. So we'll start as this one here, which is right on the centre, and I put it up through there, and I then put it coming back down in the cross. But remember, when you're doing cross stitch, you work one way in one cross in one direction throughout your pattern. So if you remember that you're doing it that way, you stick with that one. And then what I do is the loop, and I just use the needle to go through the loop and pull that tight, like so. And that way you haven't got a mass of knots, you haven't got a mass of ends to clear off. You only have the one end when you get to the end of the thread you're using. Right, so done that first the cross on that one. I will do the cross of the one next to it. In normal cases I would normally put this in the ring, but because this material is quite stiff, I shall do it without the ring for the minute until I've got myself a little bit more established. We go into that one, back up to that one. There we go. Alright. So we've got two that are going that way. And then we've got to continue up from there. So that'll be here. We've got one. So got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, great. Make sure I get to the right place, i.e. going through the hole and not through the edge of the actual fabric. You don't want to split the fabric. So 4. Five. And 6. Yeah. So that's the first half of the stitch of this one right in the center, and then going up there. Now, sometimes I come back down. It all usually depends on how much thread I have. I have quite a bit, so I should be able to do the next stage. So I will literally pop over and go into that one and work down that one there. So it's at the same level as that one. So I will go across 2. Oh, I'm going in the wrong place. There we go. So go across 2, miss this line here, and we go down this way. So we go into cross down there. So we'll do one more stitch past there. So confirm. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 'Let's try seeing whether putting it in its ring will make a difference. Right. Okay, so let's just make sure that's in the center so that it's not going to get caught. Now then, this is the back. We put the ring, open the ring a little bit. Right, so we put the outer ring there. No, we don't. No, we don't, because this is a slightly different one, because it's got a lip around this one. So yes, we do. We do it that way. Alright, so we put the inner ring over, and then we manoeuvre our aider around the edges of the ring, like so, and then I'm so used to ones which haven't got this extra lip to do, so we open up the outer ring as much as we can get it. There we go. And we try to push this through. Is it going to go through? No, it's not. This is not going to do it that way. Okay. This is the reason why I don't like the lips, because it means it's very difficult to actually get your ring, your outer ring, over your material that you're trying to work around. No, rather than mess with that for now, let's just leave it, because it's a stiffened material, so it shouldn't be too bad. Right, so this is where we are. Let's continue down on this side. So we've got one, and we go down. Because I can't easily get to. Fingers are too small to get to the middle to hold it in place while I try to wrangle with not splitting the threads. So, right. And do this a little bit quicker. Because I'm already at the 35-minute mark just of doing this. So, as I said, the cross stitch and the diamond art that I did yesterday will all be done without particular hurry. It's meant to be relaxing, and it's meant to be a different thing to the crochet, which already showed those segments at the beginning part of the week. Mondays will be working with several different books and card sets to make squares for making Boggy Creek blankets. 6, 7, and Tuesdays will be Tunisian squares. Now I have completed the squares for Monday and Tuesday, which you will see next Monday and Tuesday. I will show them, but I haven't yet done the Wednesday things, which is the amigurumi. I haven't yet started those. I will probably set to doing those later today, as we are actually at 22:03 on Friday morning. So we will see on that one. But let's complete this bit. Okay. Don't know how much more I can do, but let's go back and do cross back on these. So I can end the video and you can see the way I do mine. So it's been quite a while, hence the reason why I'm a little bit slower than I used to be. Also, my hands don't work the way they used to. So it's been probably about 10 years since I did cross stitch. And I actually know of 2 projects that I started back then. One is just waiting actually to be put together and filled with a pillow, as in one of these like little pillow fills, infilled cushion things, and the other is something that's still in process. When I find them, I will probably show them, and at some point or other probably get back to doing them. They are actually being done on silk, so I don't have the luxury like here of it being actual squares that I'm working on. I've had to buy special material that when you've completed your work with the cross stitch, you then make the material very gently wet and work it a little bit at a time, and it all comes apart. So where this is quite stiff and is unlikely to come apart, the material that I have to use when doing with silk is it comes apart, and you literally spend time unthreading it from your work gradually and slowly, and when you've finished pulling all the threads out of it, it just leaves your cross stitch work on the material that you've worked on. And as I say, I've been working on silk to make, they were christening cushions, but they're not as a christening cushion that you give at the time of christening. It's a christening cushion that you give as a memento later on in the time. Now, these were made, I had started making them for my sister, and she has 3 boys. I've completed, as I say, the first one is complete other than sewing the edges up and turning it into a cushion, and put in a cushion fill in. The other one is not even halfway. I don't even think it's a quarter of the way complete, because I only started it and then I had the house fire, which then meant that I didn't have time to continue on with it. It ended up being put into storage when we had the house fire, and then when it came back out of storage, I never got round to actually doing it after that. So that's this first part done. So that is this here. Let's find something I can use to point with. This will do for the moment. So it's that on there. So we've got that one right in the middle there, and the one next to it, and that line there, and then that line there is now completed as a cross stitch line. I then, because I'm down to the last little bit of the thread, I then literally gently on the back, thread gently up under all the loops, and get it under all the loops of that thread. I'll go up like that, and loop over that last one and go back on it under all the loops. that end sewn in. So I then use my snips, snip fairly close, like that, and there we go. I've got not loads of knots in the background. That little bit of thread will go in my little bucket of yarn and thread scraps that I end up using for stuffing later. Oops, thread there that shouldn't be there. Let's move that over there. And there we go. So we have the very start of this one. Hopefully next week I can do a little bit quicker, because I won't have to unpack everything and sort everything. So put the needle back in the place that it was in when I opened it, so it's there, not going to get lost, and because it's actually probably on the outside of where the ring will be, if I put the ring in the place yet, it's not going to get seen. You cut round all of this once you've finished doing it. Cut round it and tighten it all round the thing afterwards. So, right, let's tighten that so I don't lose the bolt or the nuts in the bolt holding it together. Tighten, 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 tighten. So it would be on the ring eventually. So yeah, there we go. We will leave it at that. So thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. Love and kindness to everyone. Thank you. Bye for now. See you all soon.